Welcome to another video and thanks for clicking on this one. This is a video that I have been trying to record for maybe 5-6 times now because it's a difficult one to talk about. So I'm just going to cut it short and try to go straight to the point. You all have seen the videos on the UPS accident, and a lot of videos have been made already. I'm sure you guys have seen those. So my goal here is not to speculate or talk about what could have gone wrong. But one thing I want to share really lies with those who are maybe aspiring to be pilots and looking for aviation opportunities. Things like this would often discourage anybody, including those who are actively in the aviation world. I am one of those people. I actively fly a cargo plane, and I also jump seat regularly on the MD-11. I see this airplane, you know, how beautiful it is to fly, of course, but at the same time, in this particular situation, it brought a lot of questions to mind, especially for me, because I've seen this operation over and over, and it's hard to imagine, right? It's hard to imagine. And condolences to those who were impacted by this event, and to the whole aviation community, honestly. Now, to those who are aspiring pilots, you sometimes start to ask yourself, we've had all these accidents. One happened in January, February, right? Big one anyway. And multiple small events has occurred. But when I say small events, I'm not saying small in the size of no lives were lost, some lives were lost, but small in the sense that maybe smaller airplane, private jets and the likes that has occurred over the course of the year, this year. And of course, this is a big one as well, where lots of lives are lost as well. And the thing is, this type of events tend to discourage a lot of people, and it's a fair point, because you start to ask yourself, if this is the type of industry, if this is how the industry is it worth pursuing? And this is where one thing I want you to understand is, you have to go back to the facts that exist. One of the things that we know is that you are the reality is you are likely to get into a car accident. I don't know how many times now, but it's a couple of multiples, right, over getting into an accident on an airplane, okay, in a car. That's what I'm talking about, right? And of course, when you look at even staying in your own house, a lot of accidents can happen in your house over an airplane, over having an airplane crash or accident. So the point I'm trying to make is that aviation is a very unique industry in that it's unforgiving, but when one thing goes wrong, it makes the news, and that can be a huge source of discouragement for aspiring pilots. So one thing I want you to always go back to is, yes, this was a very tragic event. This was, even for myself and others who are in the aviation industry, we've all been impacted to an extent. And like I said, for those that are in the cargo business, and maybe you're very familiar with the MD-11 and how it flies, and maybe even fly it, this is very troubling, no doubt about that. But for somebody who is coming into the aviation industry without much experience, this can discourage you from pursuing the aviation dream that you have. But one thing I also always say is, go back to the statistics, go back to the numbers. This type of events rarely happen, but when it happens, it's generally devastating. So what can we take away from all of this? We have to take away the lessons. And this is why I don't like these videos that speculates things. And don't get me wrong, some are there for entertainment, some are there for educational purposes and the likes. But when you speculate, you actually don't have the facts of the event. And until you have those facts, that's when you can actually learn, and hopefully changes are made to prevent future accidents and things like this. But I hope that you are able to get through this stage, this phase, this grieving time that we all are going through. It's definitely is a sad one, and I just wanted to share this with you. If you have found some form of help through this, of course, let me know in the comment section.